I'm really freaking nervous because I don't know if I want to tell this story. I'm going to tell you the story of how it makes me want to throw up. I got scammed out of like tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know if I want to tell this story or if I should just keep it for like behind the scenes, but I watched a movie recently that was like, you probably saw it on Netflix. It was with Mila Kunis. I can't even remember what it was about. I remember what it was about. I can't remember the title of it. If I think of it in editing, I'll add the title to it somewhere on the screen. But I was watching this movie and it, like, she's a journalist and her editor is like, the story you just gave me is garbage. It's bullshit. And the best story that you're ever going to tell is one that you wouldn't want anyone to read. Not your mom, not your friends, nobody. And I'm like, okay, I got to start telling stories like that because that is so true. That is so true. Those are the best stories, the ones that are raw, real, and vulnerable. So I'm going to tell you the story of how it makes me want to throw up. I got scammed out of like tens of thousands of dollars. It's really cute. It's really fun. It's a really good time, and I'm going to break it down for you here today. Also, hi, if you're new here, my name is Ashley Milky. I'm a certified life and business coach, and I teach you lots of things. So just like, I don't know, like and subscribe. No, you know what? My friend always judges people for their call to action to subscribe to things. So, and like, I think the best ones are the ones where people are like real and honest, where here's me being real and honest. My goal is to get to 50 subscribers. Right now I have 37. So if you could like and subscribe, I would like give you the biggest hug in the whole entire world because this is new and scary. And I think we should support each other when we're doing new and scary things. And I'm posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Sometimes a little later if I get a little confused. I'm a work in progress. But yes, if you want business advice and life advice, follow along. Also today you'll notice I'm back in Boston. If you watched my last two videos, I was in Mexico. I talked about my plant. Look at her. She is thriving. If you know the plant story from the last video, oh, she's beautiful. I love her so much. And we tell her nice things because she's the only plant I'll ever be keeping alive. So I'm going to tell you about the time that I got scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars. Do I want to tell this story? Absolutely not. No, I don't. I'm actually really nervous. And so I'm going to paint you the picture. I'm going to give you the background. I was thriving in my business. We were having a really good time. I was making lots of money. I was getting lots of clients. My videos are going viral on TikTok. I was getting 350 signups for my workshops. My programs were selling out. I was on the up and up. I like felt the momentum. But with that momentum, I was working myself into the ground. My business was going up and my mental health was declining. It was crashing into the ground because for whatever reason at the time, I only felt like I could get results if I worked a lot of hours. I was going live on Instagram every single day. I was working 12 hours a day. I was working with lots of clients, like driving myself into the ground. And at that time, I was just so frustrated because I burnt myself out. Like I had all this growth and I felt like I lost it all because I got extremely sick. I'm talking like every single month I was getting sick because of my burnout, but I was forcing myself to work and hating the things that I was working on and using strategies that I didn't like, AKA going live every single day on Instagram and sending 35 DMs a day if I had to. Like, whoo, that was not the life for me. I was like, you cannot live your whole life like this. And so I was like in desperate search for a solution to make my life easier, as we all are when we're doing things like this. And if you like are in business and you have worked with coaches, it's really easy to look for coaches who can help you fill the gaps in your business. And I thought I knew the gaps I needed to fill. I teach repeatable marketing and sales strategies to my own clients. So I was like, okay, I just need an elevated version of that. I need an elevated version of my repeatable marketing and sales strategies. Obviously they worked for me for the time, but I'm driving myself into the ground. So, you know, maybe someone else has answers that I don't have. Maybe someone else figured out something I didn't figure out and I should go figure out what they're doing, right? And so I saw all these coaches and all these programs and I'm like looking around, I'm trying to figure out the best thing to do. And I end up finding this program that's like, oh, like we look at all these millionaire coaches we've created. We help coaches become millionaires. We help you, you know, add $10,000 in revenue to your months every single month. And I'm like, well, that sounds pretty freaking awesome. And I was like a little skeptical at first because it was like somebody I'd been following, a program I'd been following for like years and years and years. Like before I even started coaching, I knew about this. And I was like, okay, interesting. And I went to like, they had a conference, like a 3-day conference. And I went to this 3-day conference and I'm like, okay, let me see what this group is about so I can see if I'm into it. And guys, the conference was all the vibes I was looking for. I was like hating my business at the time, so burnt out, so drained. I knew something had to change. I didn't know what. And this conference made me feel alive. It was like the energy of the people, how they were hyping each other up, the testimonials they were sharing, how people went from zeros to heroes, like all the underdog stories my little heart could need. And I was like sold. I am in. And the reason why I was in was because they were like, oh, and don't worry, like you can test out our strategies. You can use our program. And after a certain amount of time, if you don't like it, we have a money back guarantee. Like we'll give you your money back. That's it. And I was like, okay, cool. So this feels safe. Like I'll try this out. I'll see like what all these people have that I don't have. And like a lot of what I wanted to learn was how to leverage Facebook ads, was how to, scale programs. But then like there started to be some red flags along the way. Some really weird red flags. And it was like in the beginning, it felt really exciting. But I will say like before I started like working in this program, I kind of started to figure some stuff out inside my own business that really helped me, not with the program. It actually hurt me in the program. I started to realize like I booked a bunch of sales calls. I started to get some momentum back. I had like 30 sales calls in a single week from stuff I started to switch up in my business. And I was like, ooh, I never want to do that again. 30 sales calls in a week. I'm going to, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. It was too much. And then after that, I was like, I sold out another program, which I was like, okay, cool. But again, I had to work really hard to do that. And I'm like, why is this the narrative? Why is this the narrative of my life? No, thank you. And so I sold out another program. And then I was like, okay, I'm starting to learn that I don't love this model. I don't want to do a bunch of sales calls. I don't want to sell only one program. Like at the time I was really loving selling like 6-week programs and then doing another 6-week program because my brain is like constantly coming up with content and ideas and topics. And when I work with one-on-one clients, if I solve a problem for them, I can immediately see the process for how we solve that problem and how we can take that process and apply it to a group of people, right? And so that was really exciting for me. But what I was learning in this program was it was very much a blueprint roadmap kind of program where they were going to give you the exact things to do and you had to do it. And when I signed up, like that is all I wanted at the time. All I wanted was for someone to tell me what to do. I was like, I'm tired of thinking. I'm tired of coming up with everything by myself. I'm tired of trying to figure out the right path. Like just tell me what to do. And I know so many business owners get to this point where you're like, just tell me what to do. If somebody could just tell me what to do, I would do it. My life would feel easy and that's it. And like the grass is always greener on the other side because all I wanted was someone to give me a roadmap. And then I got the roadmap and I was like, I hate this. I hate this roadmap. I don't want to do this. Who would ever give me a roadmap? I'm an independent thinker. I could come up with this by myself, right? And so that's where the program, like the problem started, is it was a roadmap program and I didn't like the roadmap. I didn't like that they had a version of the service they wanted you to sell, the program and how you packaged your program, and I didn't like how they were packaging programs. And if I was like, well, I don't want to sell a program that like that, they would try to convince me to sell the program in their way. Or if I didn't like the strategy and I was like, oh, I'm going to test something else, they're like, why would you test something else? Just do what we told you to do. And maybe a lot of people have become millionaires in their programs by doing exactly what they said to do, but like what freedom does that give me as a business owner? And isn't that so funny? Because when I was burnt out, all I wanted was someone to tell me what to do. And then all of a sudden people were telling me what to do and I felt like I was back at my 9-to-5 and I hated it. And I was like, where's my freedom? Like I started my business to have freedom and there is no freedom. And I guess like what I'm starting to realize as I'm talking through this now is freedom comes at the cost of you having to figure things out not by yourself, but you having to trust yourself. I think that's the cost of freedom, is you have to trust yourself to make decisions for yourself. And until you get to that point, it'll be chaos in your brain. But anyways, so I was not liking the roadmap that they were giving me. It wasn't really leading to nearly actually any results. So after 1 month in it, I was like, this sucks. Like last month I built a bunch of momentum. This month I'm not booking any sales calls because I'm doing what you're telling me. I'm like kind of frustrated. And so, I was like, wow, I am such a silly little goose. I've always been an advocate that I hate roadmaps. I hate blueprints. I think every business is unique and different and should be treated as such, especially because a lot of us are personal brands running our businesses. We are, the faces of our brands. And if you are the face of your brand, like your brand is going to look different than someone else's. And I started to realize all the things I wanted to do. I started to recover from burnout. I started to realize like I can't do what they want me to do because that's not the model of business that's going to work for my energy and my life and my happiness. And so then I was like, oh, you know what? Before I get into how I fixed it. They also had like, this is like a bonus scam for you here. So this program had its own softwares and they also partnered with another company to help hire you team members. And I had fired all of my team members at that point in my business because I was like, I need a reset. None of this is working, all of those things. And Oh, it was so bad. So I hired their company that they were partnering with to hire me team members to make my life easier, because the things that they wanted you to do was a lot of work. So obviously they wanted you to hire team members to make your life easy, but I think that was just part of the money scam. And so I paid them to hire me team members. And you know what happened? They ghosted me. They fucking ghosted me. It was like 4 months of me trying to talk to this company and tell them what was going on and tell them to give me my money back and tell them nothing had happened. And they like just ghosted me. And so it was so bad I had to call my bank and be like, hello, what's going on? They literally ghosted me. And they're charging my account still. Like, is this fraud? What's going on? And literally like when my bank got involved, because that's how bad it got, like the CEO of that company was harassing me on social media, telling me how I am a bad person and all of these things because they ghosted me. Like, what in the world? It was crazy. And so that happened, and then they removed me from the software because that guy owned that other company. Like, it was chaos. And I was like, okay, this is already red flags, and I already didn't like this the first 30 days, and this is also happening like within the first 30 days too. So I messaged the company and I was like, hey, like, this program isn't for me. I want to use this guarantee to get my money back. I'm leaving. I don't like it here. And they gave me the runaround. They're like, okay, well, you need to go talk to this person and that person and this person. Okay, now I'll get on a call with this person. Now try this. And I'm like, I just want my money back. I just want to get out of here, right? I just want to go. And so eventually they let me leave the program, and they're like, oh, and we're not going to give you your money back. And I'm like, that's weird, because that's not what the contract says. It's just like really not. And they're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, it's literally not what the contract says. And so then they're like, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. Like, I don't want to have to do the whole bank thing again. I don't want to have to get harassed on the internet by another guy in a company. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Like, that's fine. I just want to make sure that if I'm not getting my money back, I'm going to retain the access to like the materials that you've given me thus far. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Of course, you're going to maintain access to your materials. My husband's like, you better check that. And so I went and I logged into all the things. Access gone. Access denied. And I'm like, so I'm a little confused. I think I got played for a fool. And, you know, and now I'm dealing with all of that. But like, wow. So if I think about like all of that, and like this has happened to so many people, like I'm not the first person to be scammed out of money by a coaching company, let's be real. And I won't be the last, unfortunately. But what actually was happening was, at the time I was at a really low point and I was looking for a shortcut. And like, that's me being honest with myself. I literally wanted a shortcut. I wanted someone to tell me what to do. I wanted it to work. I didn't want to have to think anymore. I just wanted things to feel easy. That's all I wanted. And there's so many people who will be so quick to come in and promise you easy, whether it's a team member, like a VA, an OBM, a marketing guru, a business coach, like people, a fitness coach, are gonna come in and be like, I'm gonna make your life so easy. I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do. You're never gonna have to think. You're never gonna have to worry again. And that's so delicious, like especially when you're low and you're sad and you're frustrated and you feel like you've done all the things. But a lot of times it's bullshit. And that's what sucks. A lot of times it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And it's so easy to look at the money promises and the weight loss promises and like these big promises that you want, and just say yes to things that aren't the best for you. And like, if I thought about it, like, yeah, of course that program wasn't the best for me. Why did I know about it for so many years but never invest in it? Because it was never the right path. It was never going to be the thing for me, but I was so low and so desperate for a solution that I was like, give me anything that's easy. And the problem was, if I really like looked back, what I should have done is not invested in that program, obviously, but I should have asked myself, what would easy look like for me? Like, what a question, right? Instead of saying somebody give me easy, just ask myself, like, what does easy look like for me? If things were easy, what would they look like? And then make it my life's mission to make that my life, you know? Like, if I were to think back then, what would be easy for me? Getting clients, feeling like I had momentum without burning myself out, having team members that I could trust and not feel like I had to, you know, swoop in and save them or fix the mistakes that they made, like just team members that I could trust, having a business model that made me happy, you know, not having programs I enjoyed selling, posting to social media in ways that felt fun, talking about topics that I like to talk about. That's all I wanted. And I really wish someone could have just been like, Ashley, what do you want? Ashley, what would be easy for you? Which is really what a life coach could come in and do for you. And what I do for my clients whenever they're like this, I'm like, what is easy? What do you want? And we get so simple because that's the business you should build. The one that's easy, the one that's fun, the one that you like, not the one that has the blueprint to the $1 million. You know, that sounds easy, but is it what you want? I don't know. Is it going to give you the freedom that you want? I don't know. And if you're in a really low place right now and you're watching this video, you're probably like, yeah, that is what I want. I do want easy. I do want simple. I do want someone to tell me what you do. But I'm going to be real with you. No, you don't. And no, you don't, because then at the end of it, you're going to be like, why didn't it work? Why am I frustrated? Why do I not know what to do? Why don't I trust myself? That's the biggest thing. When you get a roadmap, you stop trusting yourself. You question your intuition. You question your decision making. You question if you're a good enough business owner because you don't know how to make decisions. You've been relying on someone else. And so what I've been doing in my life and what I do with my own clients is trusting themselves is the number one priority. What do they want? What do they like? Why do they want those things? How do they want to make decisions? I can come in and I'll sprinkle in a little advice, give a couple of different perspectives on how I've seen people do things in the past, but my clients are always the decision makers. Their business plan is always their plan. And what people don't realize is if you continue to put yourself in situations where you're looking for shortcuts, like you will burn yourself out. And I know a lot of people don't even realize that they're burnt out and that they're tired and that they're frustrated and that they're emotionally exhausted. A lot of people do know though that they are not happy with how things are going. They're feeling stuck. They want a next level, but they don't think they can get to it. They're constantly tired. They're frustrated with how things are going. Things are not perfect. And they're trying to grasp the goodness in their life, but at the end of the day, it's just a lot of suck. And that is a sign that you need to fix your burnout problems, because the same things that are making you feel stuck and frustrated and like and like your next level is unattainable is the same thing that will burn you out. They're the exact same. It's your mindsets around money, success, and wealth. It's how you prioritize yourself and your happiness. It's the strategies you're using inside of your business. It's the type of clients you're working with. It's how you're people pleasing. It's your lack of boundaries. All of those things are why you're unhappy with your level and why you will burn yourself out. And so that's why I created this program called Burnout Breakup, because my clients are not going to live in that world where they're chasing dollar signs and they're chasing quick wins and they're chasing easy. Like they are chasing easy, but not the framework to easy. They're building the path to easy. They're doing what is easy for them by resetting their mindset. Because a lot of reasons why we don't think we can have what we want right now is because our brain tells us we can't. I thought I couldn't have an easy business because I thought I had to have a framework, so I went in search of a framework to get there, a roadmap to get there. When in reality, all I had to do was give myself permission to work less hours and make more money. I gave myself permission. That's what changed. I said, Ashley, rest is productive. Rest is productive and you can make money when you're resting. And then as soon as I believed that, that's the key. As soon as I believed that, it started happening. As soon as I believed that, I could take, like yesterday I came home from Mexico. I took the entire day off except for 2 client calls and I made money and I feel excited about working today. Like that is the reality, you know? And so if you're somebody who is like, I wish I was making more money in my business. I wish I was happier in my business. I wish I had more time off. All of those things can be fixed inside of my program, Burnout Breakup, because we're reshifting your mindset. We're putting you in a place where you believe all those things get to happen for you and you get to create the path to make it happen. And if you're like, how could I create the path to money and success and happiness? Like, I don't have all the answers. Bullshit, you do. And that's what this program is about. It's about you not people pleasing, you deciding you're the only person you're gonna please, you setting boundaries, you believing in yourself, and you creating marketing and sales strategies in your business to create the life that is super fun for you. The one where you don't lose $10,000 to some scam person because you thought they had more answers than you, because you have all the answers you need. The thing is, you just have to start believing that. So check out Burnout Breakup down in the description below. I hope this was helpful. A little traumatizing for me, if I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm just kidding. It is what it is. A lot of reasons why I could take that $10,000 hit and like be like, okay, I can get through this, is because of how I've shifted my mindset around money. And anytime something happens for money with me that feels scary or bad or whatever, I don't go into the place of, oh my God, my life is over, or how am I gonna make money? How am I gonna pay my team members? I don't go there. I go, I am safe. Like that is the immediate thought. And that's what it means to reprogram your brain, is when you have something happen to you where you used to go down one negative thought spiral and all of a sudden you go to security. I am safe. I can make money. Like, I wasn't even worried about that money because I know more is coming. And that's the place you want to get at. And that's how you start to access these next levels. And these next levels is that place of calm, that place of trust, and that place of security within yourself. And we want that to be the default instead of whatever is like circling inside of you maybe right now. So if you want help with that, feel free to either book a private strategy session with me where we can start to talk through some of these things, or join Burnout Breakup where we can help you, I can help you figure out how to create that life for yourself. All right, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed my story time. Bye guys.